What's going on, guys? This is Sabatech, and we are working on the parts car. A little dirty, little dirty, but that's gonna change. Now, see down here, you got your power steering pump right here. Now, to get the bell housing bolts out of this, I'll kind of give you a breakdown since I got most of this tore apart already. There is right here. There's right where my finger's at. There's one there. There's one here. There's one. Can't really see it. Down. You can kind of see it. It's right there, under the exhaust where I'm pointing. And then there's one down on the back side where you got to go from over here. You can't get to it because the trans is in the way they have these designed. Down through here with a long extension and an 18 mil socket and get it out that way. As soon as you pull that bolt out, this motor will pull out. This motor is basically ready to come out. The only thing I got to do is get this bolt out and cut the exhaust, and then this one's ready to come out. I ain't too worried about saving very much on this car because this is just a go into the scrapyard after this motor comes out of it anyways. Hopefully, when I get it out, we're going to pull this valve cover off. This is a pain in the ass to pull this shit off. Pull this valve cover off, because this is where the problem was at on my motor. As you can see over here, since it's right here. As I was explaining to you guys in that update video that I did, now that I'm talking about it, I'll show you right now, because this really wasn't supposed to be a YouTube video. This is just, that's ignition module off my motor, I believe, right? Yeah. It's off. No, that was off of this one. I hope to God I didn't cut that off my car. It was stupid if I did. Let me look. Oh, no, that's right, because this stays, I believe this stays with the motor. Yeah, this little harness just stays with the motor. Yeah, that's why I did that, because that's right here. This little harness here just stays with the motor, doesn't come off. So, okay, we're good there. Just, yeah, okay, that's why I did that, because it runs behind here, and I didn't feel like taking none of that off. Now this motor has probably over 200 and some thousand miles on it. Don't know exactly. The odometer didn't work in my car when I bought it, but it stopped at 193,000. So I'm assuming there's probably well over 200, if not close to 300,000 miles on this motor, which is pretty good depending if this is a number matching motor out of the car. It could have been replaced before. Number there in the valve cover, but anyways. I don't know if I got the push rods and stuff in here or not. They might be out in a shed. They might be probably in the shed. But anyways, this is your rocker arms, and then your push rod sits in here. Well, what has happened, the roller ball right here, on top of the push rod, that has a little ball that the rocker arm sits on that moves with it. It ate the top of those off. Because I believe the oil pump took a shit in this car, or started having low pressure, or got clogged up somehow, and it started doing that. So it ate the ballpoint seat on the rocker arm, and the top of it shaved it off, and basically self-destructed. As soon as it started doing that, you should have seen how much metal shavings was in the oil filter. So at least the oil filter was doing its job, but that motor might be savable, but I doubt it. The top end's going to have to be rebuilt. I haven't really pulled into it besides pulling that off, and I know that it ate itself alive. This motor has 161,000 on it. So, hopefully, I don't know exactly, that's what the odometer said in this car. It's kind of hard to determine that exactly with that, but that's what we're going off of. And if this motor's doing it, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to set this motor in the trunk of this car, that motor will go in the trunk of mine, and they're both going in the junkyard. I ain't fucking with it. I ain't bothering with it. Or I have $1,000 down the hole on the car that I spent out back. So I'm not even gonna. And that car still needs work. It needs brakes, needs the front end rebuilt, all kinds of stuff done to it still, besides putting a motor in it. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'm going to use this as I'll show you. But this is my eyes to see down there at the same time. We're going to creep down back here. And if you look, hold on. Let's get this in a position of where it needs to go. Give you guys some more light. See how what I'm talking about here? It's right. Can't see it. Camera's not wanting to focus. But it's right down back in there. In the corner. Down there, down that way. In the valley of the trans. And between the motor. And there's no way of getting it from the top. So that's what the problem is I'm having right now. So anyways, that's gonna be that. I'm not gonna show you guys how to get that done because that's gonna take me a minute, so I'm probably gonna pause this video and make it a little update clip on, put it up on YouTube, and then once I get that bolt out, I'll record me pulling the motor out, and then I'm gonna get this motor out tonight. I'm gonna cut the exhaust after I get this bolt out, and this motor's ready to come out. The trans is bolted, everything's done. The only thing that we have to do when we're raising it up is disconnect this hose and disconnect the AC compressor, which I'm just going to pull the lines off when I raise it up and leave the compressor on there, and then it's all going to go back in as one single unit there. And if this motor is good, I think what I'm going to do for the time being is just set it back in my car so my car is mobile, and then start ordering the parts and stuff, because all I have to do is set this motor in my car and plug everything in and put coolant in it and do an oil change on it and put the accessories back on. That's all I have to do. That's ready, a basically done set deal. Hopefully we can get away with running this motor off my PCM. If not, I got the PCM out of this car because that's the biggest thing people were having problems with. They think they could just transfer them over and it wouldn't work because the computers are programmed differently. And another thing that scared me is this one has California emissions on it, and this says 05, but it's an 04 on the door. It's a late 04. It's made in November, so it's a cross between them. So how I know that's a California emissions car is because I cut the same exact car up that was an 06. They had 05 emissions on it and did not have that. It had the single EGR. The 05 emissions, it just has an extra EGR valve on it. That's all it's different is. And I unplugged this and this motor ran without this being on it and did not throw a code. So if I can bypass that, even if I gotta put it in there and put my computer, if it runs off my computer is not even gonna recognize that that's missing. It's gonna run, hopefully run perfectly fine.